Hello traders, you're welcome to this video and I especially welcome you back to the Forex Geek channel. In this particular video, we are going to be discussing the triangle pattern indicator. All right, the triangle pattern indicator is quite an interesting indicator. It helps traders to identify trend continuation opportunities in the market. All right, so if you are a kind of trader who likes to look for chart patterns, all right, in the market, then the triangle pattern indicator is going to be very beneficial for you. Okay, now I'm going to be adding the triangle pattern indicator to the chart right away. And as you can see, this is how the indicator looks like. Okay, so basically what the indicator does is that it helps you to identify triangle patterns on the chart. Okay, specifically triangle patterns on the chart. There are a lot of chart patterns. All right, not only triangle patterns, but there are a lot of chart patterns. But this indicator specifically focuses on triangle patterns. Okay, it's whether it's an ascending triangle or a descending triangle or a symmetrical triangle, the indicator identifies triangle patterns for you on your chart. Okay, so basically whenever you spot a triangle pattern, when the indicator helps you to spot a triangle pattern, then you have to trade accordingly. All right, so for example, let us look at some examples of triangle patterns identified by indicator. Okay, it seems like there was a triangle pattern here, right? So when this indicator spotted this particular pattern, all right, now we can see that this triangle indicated somewhat of a slopy consolidation, right? A slopy consolidation. For example, this was a bearish move, right? But then at this point, as the base of the triangle, of course, the base of the triangle is wider. So as the base of the triangle was forming, we can see that there was a consolidation around that point. There was a consolidation around the base of the triangle. So when a pattern like this forms, what you have to do is to look out for a breakout. All right, you look out for a breakout. So there could either be a breakout in the upward direction. After you have a breakout, make sure you wait for a retest of the breakout zone. Then you can trade the continuation. All right. On the other hand, there could be a breakout in the downward direction, and that was what happened. So we had a breakout in the downward direction, and as you can see, there was also a retest, right? Even though the retest didn't come immediately, this is the 1 minute time frame. The retest didn't come immediately, but there was actually a retest. As you can see, retest, close to the breakout point. And then after a little bit of a consolidation, you can see that consolidation happened around here again. Then we had a continuation of the sell. Okay, so the breakout initially happened around here, and then we had a consolidation, and then we had a continuation of the sell move. All right, so whenever a triangle pattern is indicated by the triangle pattern indicator, all you have to just do is watch out for price reaction. What happens next? When the triangle forms, just watch out for what happens next. Watch out for any possible breakouts. Okay, so now let us look at another example. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. Let's just go across the different time frames looking for possible triangle patterns. Okay, so in this case, can you see that after we had this triangle pattern form, this part of the triangle was representing a dynamic support. As you can see, price was bouncing off it. Then this particular part was representing a resistance. Can you see? Because price was bouncing off it as a ceiling. But then finally we had a breakout. Whenever a triangle pattern forms, one of the most important things to watch out for is a breakout. So we can see that we had a breakout around here. After that breakout happened, we had a retest because this part of the triangle was serving as a dynamic resistance. So after the breakout after the breakout took place, the resistance turned into a support. So price had to retest that breakout point, and that was retesting the support. And after the support was retested, we can see that we had a bullish engulfing candle. So this was a great place to enter a buy, right? After entering a buy here, you could have considered setting your stop loss just below that bullish pattern. And after that, you can consider setting your take profit at the nearest resistance zone. Okay? You can consider setting your take profit at the nearest resistance zone, and that would have given us somewhere around 30 pips. Somewhere around 30 pips. Remember, this is the 5-minute time frame, so this is obviously scalping, right? So in this case, we are risking just about 10 pips to make about 30 pips. That's about 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. Okay, so that's a good one. Now let us look at the 15-minute chart. Like I said, let's just go through all the time frames here from the 1 minute to the 1 month, and we're going to just look at the different examples that are there. So in this situation, you can see another triangle pattern formed by the indicator. And like I said, one of the most important things to watch out for is a breakout. So we had this line serving as a dynamic resistance. As you can see, rejection here, rejection here. Finally, we had a breakout. Then it seemed as if we had a retest, but the retest was not complete. This was a resistance zone. After retesting the support, the candlestick retested the resistance and dipped further and retested the support again. Can you see that? After retesting the support again, the price went back to retest this candle, this resistance. So there was some serious tug of war between buyers and sellers around here, right? There was some serious tug of war between buyers and sellers. So we had some bullish momentum and some bearish momentum all acting up. So after retesting the support again, the candlestick went back to the resistance, and after that, it came down back a bit. There is a support that formed around here, as you can see. It came back and retested this horizontal support before we finally had a breakout in upward direction. Okay, so if you had entered immediately after the price broke out, that's the reason why it's not good to enter immediately after a breakout happens. Wait for a retest first to validate that breakout. So if you had entered around here after this apparent breakout, because this breakout seemed like after this apparent retest, because the breakout was actually valid. As you can see, price did not get back into the triangle, so the breakout was valid. So after this apparent retest, because this seemed like a retest, but it seems like this is the main retest that happened. So this seemed like a retest. Perhaps price was just retesting this horizontal support. Okay, so after it now finally dropped and retested this trend line, we now had a bullish move. So if you had entered here, you would have gotten stopped out. But if you had entered here, you would have not gotten stopped out because you'd have set your stop loss below the breakout points. The retest point, below the retest point. And then your take profit levels can actually be at any of these resistance levels, any of them. Okay, depending on your risk to reward ratio, right? So let us go to the 30-minute chart. And as we can see, we also had a triangle pattern form here. We had a breakout, we had a retest, and after this retest, this is also like what happened on the 15 minutes, right? What happened on 15 minutes. Okay, this is another example. We had a breakout, we had a retest, and a continuation in the direction of the breakout. Okay, so let us look at that on the 30 minutes. So we can see that the price was moving within the triangle, and finally it broke out and it retested the newly formed resistance, and we had a continuation. So right after the retest and the formation of a bearish candlestick pattern, we could have considered entering a sell, setting stop loss above the swing high, and taking our profit at the nearest support. Okay, now let us go to the 1 hour chart. On the 1 hour chart, we can see, let me just clear these lines, right? I'm just going to be adding the indicator again. Okay. So as we can see, we had a breakout around here, right? And then the price retested the support. Can we see the price? The candlesticks were moving within the triangle, and finally we had a breakout, and then we had a retest of this newly formed support. After the retest, can you see that there was a continuation in the direction of the breakout? So this would have been a good place to enter a buy right after the retest, right after this bullish engulfing pattern formed. We have entered a buy here, set stop loss below here, and take profits can be set at the nearest resistance, right? So that would have given us somewhere around 73 pips. Okay, so let us look at the 4-hour chart. So this is the 4-hour chart. You can see another triangle pattern from here, and here again we had a breakout as usual. So we had a breakout and we had some form of retest. Okay, and in this case, after this retest, we had a consolidation and we had a sell move that did not go beyond this support. So this was quite suspicious, right? So instead of a continuation in the direction of the breakout, what we had was a consolidation, right? Ideally, after a breakout and a retest, we're supposed to have continuation in the direction of the breakout, but we had a consolidation instead. So as this consolidation was observed, what I would recommend was to stay out of the trade. If you were already in a sell trade, you could have exited your sell and just watch out for what happens next, because this consolidation pattern shows that there could still be another form of breakout in the upward direction or in the downward direction. And in this case, we actually had a breakout in the upward direction. And then finally, we had another breakout in the downward direction. As you can see, this trend line showed that there was dynamic support and we had a breakout in the downward direction. And then the downward pressure actually prevailed eventually. All right. So now let's go to the daily time frame, and we can see this is a triangle pattern here. And here again, this line was serving as a dynamic resistance, and finally it was broken, and the price retested the breakout region, which is this line that now became a support. And right after that, we can see that the price continued in the direction of the breakout. Okay, so using this indicator, basically what you're going to be looking out for is breakouts. If you're using the triangle pattern indicator, whenever a triangle has been spotted, you watch out for breakouts. Okay, let's look at the weekly time frame. Okay, it seems like the indicator has not found any triangle pattern exactly on the weekly time frame. Let's look at the monthly time frame. Okay, nothing yet. Okay, so whichever time frame you are trading on, whether you're a scalper or a swing trader or a day trader, whatever time frame you are trading on, just look out for the triangle patterns. Whenever a triangle pattern forms, when the indicator observes a triangle pattern, then you look out for breakouts. Okay, watch out for breakouts, and then make sure you always get confirmations. Make sure you always wait for a retest. All right, make sure there is always a retest before you enter your trade in the direction of the breakout. Okay, so I hope you found this video insightful. Kindly like and subscribe for more trading insights, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on more trading videos like this. If you have any experience using the triangle pattern indicator, kindly share your experience with us in the comment section. If you have any questions at all, you can drop your questions in the comment section. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Happy trading.